Did you know that over 2.4 million Americans are about to lose their food assistance benefits starting this month? And this could be just the beginning of massive changes that will ripple through Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and VA benefits? What's happening with SNAP right now isn't just about food stamps anymore, it's about a fundamental shift that's going to impact how millions of disabled, elderly, and low-income Americans access critical government benefits. Are you prepared for what's coming next, and do you know how these changes might affect your own benefit eligibility? If you want to stay ahead of these life-changing updates and never miss another crucial benefit announcement, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell right now because we're about to break down everything you need to know about these unprecedented changes. The September 2025 SNAP updates represent one of the most significant overhauls to America's food assistance program in decades, and the implications extend far beyond just grocery shopping. Changes to the SNAP program go into effect, with a CBO analysis forecasting 2.4 million fewer Americans, including families with children, will receive federal food benefits monthly. But what many people don't realize is how interconnected these benefit programs really are, and how changes to SNAP create a domino effect that touches Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and VA benefits. Let's start with the most immediate impact that's happening right now. The provisions establish that individuals under 55 years of age who do not have dependent children must demonstrate a minimum of 20 hours per week of employment-related activities. But here's where it gets complicated for people receiving other government benefits. In 2025, these work requirements expanded to age 52, and requirements will expand to age 54 as of October 2024, according to the USDA. This expansion means that people who previously thought they were safe from these requirements are now finding themselves caught in a web of compliance issues that could jeopardize multiple benefit streams. The relationship between SNAP and SSI is particularly complex and often misunderstood. You receive federal disability or blindness payments under the Social Security Act, including Supplemental Security Income, SSI, or Social Security disability or blindness payments can qualify you for special SNAP rules, but the recent changes are creating new barriers even for these protected groups. What's especially concerning is that if SNAP recipients are not exempt or meeting this requirement, they will be limited to 3 months of SNAP benefits for a 3-year period, and this limitation can have cascading effects on other benefits. Here's something that most people don't understand about the connection between these programs. When you lose SNAP benefits, it doesn't just mean you lose food assistance. The loss can trigger reviews and recalculations of your other benefits because these programs often use similar income and asset calculations. For SSI recipients, this is particularly important because in 2025, you may be eligible for SSI if your total income including your Social Security benefit is less than $987 per month. And any changes to your SNAP status can affect how your total resources are calculated. The timing of these changes couldn't be more challenging for beneficiaries who are already struggling with other program modifications. Social Security recipients are dealing with their own set of changes, including Social Security benefits and Supplemental Security Income, SSI. Payments for more than 72.5 million Americans will increase 2.5% in 2025. But this modest increase is being offset by stricter enforcement and eligibility reviews across all benefit programs. The Trump administration has also announced plans that could affect SSI benefits, with very low-income disabled or older people who receive SSI can have their benefits reduced by up to 1/3, about $300 a month, if they receive in-kind support and maintenance, including a place to stay. What makes the September SNAP changes particularly significant is how they're being implemented alongside other benefit program modifications. People who apply or are recertified beginning in September 2025 will exhaust their 3 months of SNAP benefits as soon as January 1, and states will, at that time, begin cutting people off SNAP who cannot document that they meet the new work requirements. This creates a perfect storm situation where people are losing benefits right at the beginning of the year when they're already dealing with annual recertifications for other programs. For SSDI recipients, the situation is equally complex. While SSDI recipients might assume they're automatically exempt from SNAP work requirements, the reality is more nuanced. The new regulations require careful documentation of disability status, and any gaps or delays in this documentation can result in benefit loss even for people with legitimate disabilities. This is particularly problematic because SSDI determinations can take months or even years, leaving people in limbo during the most critical period. VA benefit recipients face their own unique challenges with these changes. Veterans receiving disability compensation might find that their SNAP eligibility is affected by new asset and income calculations, especially if they're receiving both VA benefits and Social Security. The interaction between these programs has always been complicated, but the new SNAP regulations add another layer of complexity that many veterans and their advocates are struggling to navigate. One of the most overlooked aspects of these changes is how they affect family dynamics and household composition rules. The agency recently announced it will exclude the value of food from SSI benefit calculations. The agency also recently announced it will expand its rental subsidy exception, currently only in place for SSI applicants and recipients residing in 7 states, as a nationwide policy. While this sounds positive, the implementation of these changes alongside the new SNAP work requirements is creating confusion and unintended consequences for mixed-status households where some family members receive different types of benefits. The administrative burden of these changes is overwhelming many recipients who are already dealing with complex benefit systems. People are being asked to provide more documentation, attend more appointments, and navigate more complicated eligibility requirements across multiple programs simultaneously. For elderly and disabled individuals who may have cognitive impairments or limited mobility, these new requirements represent significant barriers to accessing the benefits they need to survive. What's particularly concerning about the September SNAP changes is that they're happening during a period of economic uncertainty when many Americans are already struggling with rising costs of living. The maximum allotment for a family of 4 in the 48 states and D.C. will be $975. Maximum allotments for a family of 4 will range from $1,258 to $1,953 in Alaska. While these amounts might seem adequate, they don't account for the reality that many SNAP recipients are also dealing with reductions or complications in their other benefits. The interconnected nature of these benefit programs means that changes to one program inevitably affect others, creating a complex web of eligibility requirements and compliance obligations that can be nearly impossible for ordinary people to navigate without professional help. The September SNAP changes represent just the beginning of what experts predict will be a series of benefit program modifications that will fundamentally alter the social safety net for millions of Americans. As we move forward into the remainder of 2025, it's crucial for beneficiaries to stay informed about these changes and understand how they might affect not just their SNAP benefits, but their entire benefit portfolio. The key to successfully navigating these changes is understanding the connections between programs and being proactive about documentation and compliance requirements. If you're receiving any form of government benefits, now is the time to review your eligibility, gather your documentation, and prepare for what could be the most significant changes to the American social safety net in a generation. These September SNAP updates are just the beginning of a series of transformative changes that will reshape how Americans access government benefits, and understanding these changes could be the difference between maintaining your benefits and losing critical assistance when you need it most.